The thought of a new normal can seem daunting and scary. A new world where what was commonplace is replaced with constantly transitioning processes and protocols. However, the COVID-19 outbreak has forced business and managers to do just that. With more and more staff moving to a strictly work-from-home or hybrid in-and-out office model, managers need to understand what needs must be met to maintain a business in increasingly uncharted territory. The pandemic has allowed employees to be more autonomous since employers must allow more decision rights to a remote workforce. The increased level of autonomy is not only demonstrated by companies such as Google, Facebook, and Twitter. These companies are now allowing employees the choice of where, how, and when to work in the coming years on top of their world-famous autonomy that has enabled employees to choose on what to work with, as seen with Google's 20% rule, or Twitter's Hack Week allowing employees to work on the pet projects of their choosing. A research report of 8,000 employees, managers, and C-suite executives found that autonomy in work schedules tripled during the pandemic, and 3 in 4 of the respondents not only want to retain flexibility over working hours once the pandemic is over, they similarly demand more flexibility in how and where they can work. The report similarly found that employees have used the lockdown to build up new skills for addressing work tasks in a new manner. Freedom to learn and apply new digital tools for driving projects has resulted in up to 54% of the workforce stating that their digital skills have improved during the crisis, with resultant increases in both productivity and quality levels of the work. Simply put, the future of work is flexible and 9 to 5 might be ending, as employees demand that results, not hours, get tracked in measuring productivity. A year of remote work is starting to take its toll on organizations. This is particularly true when it comes to forming new connections at work, where colleagues, suppliers, and customers have been reduced to invisible atoms in Zoom space. An internal study of Microsoft employees in China showed that the amount of time spent on voice and video calls doubled from 7 to 14 hours per week, resulting in longer workdays or crowding out other activities. This makes managers worry about online meeting fatigue, a decreased connection with colleagues, and less of an engaged creative inspiration among staff. There are some solutions organizations can take to combat new staff complications in the new normal. Embracing randomness is key to breaking out from the digital cage imposed by remote work. Randomness, as in actions with no definite aim, is what makes it possible to form engaged ties in remote work. Organize virtual events such as virtual coffee, lunches, or dinners as icebreakers for people unfamiliar with one another. Set up virtual forums that promote collaborative work habits. In an example from a beer company where the CEO organized virtual informal beer tastings, every participant received the same beer at their location, and a brewmaster guided the tastings in small groups. Managers can make use of digital platforms to support such micro-communities that cater for unusually narrow interests. The Kion Group created informal virtual groups for mega trends impacting the company, such as a dashboard for agile methods to gather ideas and have people share their experiences. Lufthansa brought together people across the company to brainstorm strategies for reducing its environmental footprint, attracting participations from hundreds of employees in sprints over 4 days. Before the new normal, adept managers understood that keeping up with endless innovation and change is essential for survival. And in the new normal, that same adaptability will see their staff and companies continue to flourish in futures to come.